2 days,
10 days,
1 year,
8 years,
10 years,
15 years.
Almost 20 years. We don't know what happened to Maura Murray. Where is she? Did she disappear because she wanted to? Did someone commit foul play? Did she die in the woods? We just don't know.
A snowy back road, swallowed by twilight. A lone, battered car rests crooked beneath ice-laced trees, its engine silent, its windshield cracked. Minutes ago, it crashed. Minutes later, its driver, Maura Murray, 21, nursing student, vanished. No blood, no footprints, no struggle, no trace. Just silence. What if the moment between daylight and midnight could swallow a person whole? What if a routine drive became the opening act of a mystery that would haunt a family and a nation for decades? On February 9th, 2004, Maura Murray's ordinary life took a turn that true crime rarely sees. A disappearance so sudden, so confounding, it feels almost supernatural. This is the dark truth. We don't just tell stories, we unravel them. Watch the full video for deeper evidence, chilling theories, and the unanswered questions that still echo through the White Mountains.
New Hampshire State Police searching in the towns of Landaff and Easton, New Hampshire. A search connected to the case of Hanson native Maura Murray.
Police finish another day in the search for Maura Murray with more questions than answers.
Maura Murray wasn't just a headline. She was the fourth-ranked graduate in her high school class, a collegiate athlete, diligent in her nursing studies at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. Yet, in the weeks leading up to her vanishing, shadows crept across her life. A campus car crash, an honor code violation, and a breakdown at work hinting at turmoil beneath the surface. She was, by all accounts, gifted and kind, driven in the classroom and on the track, modest even in her successes. But stress, disappointment, and perhaps secrets weighed on Mora in those final days. A weight heavy enough, maybe, to drive her onto that lonely road in New Hampshire. On February 9th, Mora quietly set the wheels of her journey into motion. She emailed professors with a cryptic excuse of death in the family, though none had occurred. She withdrew most of her bank account, purchased alcohol, recycled cans for petty cash, and packed personal belongings along with forms for a previous accident involving her father's car. She reached out to hotels and condos in Vermont and New Hampshire, but did not book a room. Why these odd, deliberate acts? Her family later said none matched Mora's pattern. Did she plan to return? Was she running from something or someone? Was this a desperate search for rest or the silent prelude to tragedy? That evening, Mora drove north in her black Saturn sedan, running on 3 cylinders, destination unknown. A little after 7:30 p.m., residents near Woodsville, New Hampshire heard a loud crash. Within minutes, Mora's car was found, nose to tree, windshield cracked, airbags deployed, but Mora herself was nowhere to be seen. A neighbor, Butch Atwood, stopped and spoke to her.
I just asked her how she was. She said she was shaken up. I couldn't see any blood on her face. And she was shaking like this. I says, okay, I'm going to go call the police.
She appeared shaken but not injured, declining help, claiming she had already called roadside assistance. Yet, she hadn't.
This is the one encounter that we know of that Maura Murray actually has with someone up there in New Hampshire. She says she's already called AAA. Well, this is a remarkably remote area of New Hampshire with limited cell service even back then. So there's no way that she had called AAA.
When police arrived just minutes later, the Saturn was locked and abandoned. Mora was gone. A moment of opportunity. A window of confusion. 10 minutes, just long enough for a life to disappear, and for a mystery to be born. For Mora's family, the nightmare wasn't just in the loss, it was in the not knowing. They were notified a day late, precious search hours lost to procedural delay and confusion.
It was panic, and then just chaos, and then back to panic. Those crucial hours from Monday night when the car was found until Tuesday, we consider those a missed opportunity because It was crucial. If she was around that area, that 24 hours was when, her trail was hot.
Her father, Fred, immediately began his own search, handing out flyers, pleading with police to take the case seriously. Her older sister, Julie, became the case's public voice, launching a podcast to reclaim Mora's story from online speculation and misinformation. Those first hours, when hope is still fresh and the trail still warm, passed in silence. For the Murray family, regret built in those lost moments. Their frustration grew as Mora's absence recast every future joy in the shadow of that night. Investigators treated the incident first as a simple car crash, perhaps a runaway or suicide. They found red wine stains, blank accident forms, personal items left behind. But crucially, Mora's phone, debit and credit cards, and some liquor bottles were missing, and none have ever been used or found since. Multiple searches by ground, by air, with dogs, even thermal imaging, turned up nothing. A pair of women's underwear found days later did not belong to Mora. What happened on that icy stretch of Route 112? Was Mora met with foul play, as her family fears? Did she vanish voluntarily? Or was it a tragic accident in the woods, hidden by snow and time? Her case soon drew national attention, featured on 2020, Disappeared, and documentaries. Amateur internet sleuths offered endless theories. Mora was running from trouble. She'd planned a new life. She'd met a stranger on the road, with fatal consequence. Yet, for every theory, more questions arise.
People are able to hide behind fake accounts and anonymous trolling. It's been very difficult for my family to try to slow that down and correct all of this misinformation that's out online. We've got all this coverage, and my family is thankful for that, because the way that these cases are solved is through awareness and through engagement. However, that comes with a cost, and the cost is exploiting the tragedy and exploiting Mara herself and exploiting my family and anyone that tries to help.
Local police initially floated the suicide theory. Family disagreed.
I think the family was frustrated with the investigation right away. They just felt that the police were not taking it seriously, that they just assumed that Mora disappeared because she wanted to disappear, and that they weren't preserving this as a possible crime scene.
The bus driver insisted Mora wasn't drunk or out of sorts. Her actions before leaving suggested unfinished business, papers to deliver, assignments submitted. Was Mora fleeing chaos or seeking sanctuary? Every clue seems calculated. Every question leads only to more confusion, more pain. Public obsession clashed with private grief as her face appeared everywhere, yet no answers came. 20 years have passed, and for the Murray family, time has stood still. Every occasion that should have been a celebration instead becomes a stark reminder of absence. Mora's legacy, her handwritten thank you notes, her humility and kindness lives on even as her story feels perpetually unresolved.
Am I realistic? I don't know, but I'm not gonna stop hoping that.
It keeps slogging away, same as always. No quit, There's, the only way Mara's coming home to be buried is if I bring her.
In the wake of Mora's disappearance, her family's life became defined by absence. The world moved on. The questions only grew louder. The silence lingered, haunting every memory, every possibility. Mora's case is now classified as a suspicious missing persons case. The New Hampshire Department of Justice released digitally aged images of what she might look like today, hoping to spark new leads. Julie Murray's podcast has brought forward new tips, even after 2 decades, showing that hope, however dim, endures. Mora's disappearance is a poignant example of what ambiguous loss means. The missing whose story never ends, the families trapped between hope and resignation. Her legacy isn't just the mystery. It's the community built by grief, the fight to reclaim her story, and the reminder that true crime isn't just intrigue, it's lived pain. The road where Maura Murray vanished is quiet, but the questions echo across decades. Was she lost, fleeing, or taken? Somewhere, perhaps, a tiny clue waits to be found, a lost memory, a forgotten witness, a single fact that could bring peace. For the Murray family, hope is fuel. They urge anyone who knew her journey, anyone who might remember anything, to step forward.
Everybody's here looking for you. Just call any one of us. We'll come right down and get you. Don't be afraid, please.
In Mora's silence, each of us can refuse to let her story fade. Her disappearance is more than a mystery. It's a wound that never truly heals. In telling her story, perhaps a piece of that pain can find resolution. If you have any information about Maura Murray's disappearance, contact the New Hampshire State Police Cold Case Unit. And don't forget to subscribe, share your thoughts, and help keep her story alive.